Paul Weller, his first solo album released in 1992. I have to confess that when this album came out, I got it on cassette, hardly listened to it, and it took me a number of years before I went back and decided to dip into it. I'm more familiar with it now, but of course subsequent releases have overshadowed it. But this followed his period of work with the Style Council, and there are elements of the Style Council within it. He had Steve White on drums here, and also the sax player from the Style Council. Let's go through it then. I didn't mean to hurt you. The horns are prominent here, very Stax-like, sounded a little bit like Curtis Mayfield in places. That's track 2. Track 1, it's a bit of forgettable really. Track 3, Bull Rush. This showed off the tightness in the band with some committed vocals. Towards the end, it had lots of Who influences. And the outro sounds more like Magic Bus. It's very psychedelic. Track 4, Round and Round. This is very Style Council-like. It's laid back keyboards with swirling vocals and clavinet. Stevie Wonder, eat your heart out, I say. There's a lovely sax solo in the middle that creates that raunchy rhythm. Definitely a highlight. Jake Peak, the man behind the solo. There's also short, exquisite lead solos which lead to the finish. A very nice track. Track 5, Remember How We Started. Once again, some silky sax work and a mellow rhythm. It's a real summery type of song. The rhythm, guitar and drums interlock like glue. And there's a nice xylophone rhythm which is interwoven with the guitar and sax as we fade out. Track 6, Above the Clouds, another favourite of mine. Slow, funky rhythm gets us going, and there's some stylish lead playing by Paul on here. Weller's singing voice is improving considerably with each release, and we hear more range and more feeling. Track 7, Clues. Just one word to describe this: lots of flutes. Into 8, Into Tomorrow. This is much more up tempo, rockier with a touch of attitude. I like track 9, Sly Stone intro, funky rhythms with light horns, and there's more of that lush hot summer feel. An English country garden is my imagery as I listen, with that jazz funk that he developed in subsequent albums, particularly More Splinters. There's a freeform sax forte which is very Coltrane towards the end. Track 10 is The Strange Museum. This is a beautiful ballady, slow bluesy track with some nice piano-led rhythm that runs into some tasteful percussion, wallowing in the mood, and a nice liquid gold solo from Paul again. Track 11, Bitterness Rising. This builds to a nice guitar and horn jam. And the last track, of about 5 minutes of Cosmos, is when Weller decides to go all Kosmic Rock, and we get a full look at psychedelia. It's as I say, it brings the album to a conclusion. Given his later work, how can one reflect on this album? Well, it has to be said it's a great start to his solo career. Lots of things to be excited about, and it was really a great platform to launch him into Wildwood, which was the follow-up. So there it is, the first solo album by Paul Weller, released in 1992.